What was the darkest day of your life, and was there anyone who made that day better? The doctor said my daughter had maybe 6 months. Stage 4, spread everywhere. She was only 9 years old. I remember sitting in that parking garage after the appointment, just sitting in my truck, engine off, staring at nothing. My phone kept buzzing. My wife calling, my boss calling, Emily's school calling about picking her up. I couldn't answer any of them. I drove home on autopilot, walked past my wife crying in the kitchen, went straight to the garage and just stood there looking at all of Emily's bikes lined up against the wall. The tiny one with training wheels from when she was 4, the pink one she got for her 7th birthday, the new one we just bought her last month that she was so excited about. She'd never grow out of that bike now. I don't know how long I stood there. Could have been 10 minutes, could have been an hour. Time felt weird. Then I heard the garage door open behind me. It was my neighbor Russell, the old guy who lived next door with his wife. He didn't say anything at first, just walked over and stood next to me. We both stared at those bikes. Finally he said, "Heard the news." I'm sorry. I nodded. Couldn't talk yet. He was quiet for another minute. Then he said something I wasn't expecting. "My son died when he was 8. Leukemia. That was 1987. I turned and looked at him. In 15 years of living next door, he'd never mentioned having a son. Russell kept talking. "Worst 6 months of my life. Watching him fade away, feeling helpless. Your wife told mine you've been out here for 3 hours. 3 hours? I hadn't realized." He pulled up an old lawn chair and sat down, pulled another one open and pointed at it. I sat. "Everyone's gonna tell you to stay strong," he said. "Be positive. Don't give up hope. And that's all garbage when you're in it. You know it's garbage. I know it's garbage." I felt something crack in my chest. This man understood. "So here's what I'm gonna tell you instead," Russell said. "For the next 6 months, forget about being strong. Forget about being positive. Just be there. Be present. That's it." He pulled out his wallet and showed me a photo. A little boy with a huge smile holding a baseball bat. "This is Michael," he said. "My son. He loved baseball. Couldn't hit worth a damn, but he loved it." The photo was old and faded, worn at the edges like it had been looked at a million times. Russell put it back in his wallet. The last 3 months, Michael couldn't play anymore. Too weak. So every night I'd lay in bed with him and we'd listen to games on the radio. He paused, wiped his eyes. I don't remember a single score from those games, but I remember the sound of his breathing, the weight of his head on my shoulder, the way he'd squeeze my hand during exciting plays. "That's what you'll remember too," Russell said. "Not the medical stuff, not the hospital rooms. You'll remember the small moments when it was just you and her." We sat there in silence for a while. Then Russell stood up. "Tomorrow morning I'm coming over at 8. We're building Emily that treehouse she's been asking for. Your wife told me about it last month." I started to say we didn't have time for that Emily was too sick, that it didn't matter anymore. Russell cut me off. "It matters because she wants it, so we're building it. I don't care if she only gets to sit in it once. We're building it." He walked to the door, then turned back. "And every day you need to just stand in a garage and stare at bikes. You call me. I'll come stand with you. You don't have to talk, you don't have to explain. I'll just be there." The next morning at 8 sharp, Russell showed up with wood and tools. My brother came. My buddy from work came. Even guys from the neighborhood I barely knew showed up. We built that treehouse in 2 days. Emily sat in a chair in the yard wearing her hospital bracelet and told us where everything should go. She made it 7 months, not 6. Defied every prediction. And Russell was right. I don't remember most of the medical details now. They're blurry. But I remember every single night she climbed up into that treehouse with me. We'd sit up there with blankets and hot chocolate and she'd tell me about her day, about her friends, about what she wanted to be when she grew up, even though we both knew. The last time she had the strength to climb up was 3 weeks before she died. We sat up there for hours. She fell asleep with her head on my shoulder. I remember the weight of it, the sound of her breathing, the way her hand held mine. Russell came to the funeral, brought that photo of Michael, showed it to everyone who'd listen. After Emily died, I'd go sit in that treehouse sometimes, just sit there, alone in the dark. And sometimes Russell would see my truck in the driveway at midnight. He'd walk over, climb up, and sit with me. We wouldn't talk. We'd just sit there. 2 dads who understood what it meant to lose everything and keep breathing anyway. That treehouse is still in my backyard. I moved twice since then, but I took it apart and rebuilt it both times. Russell died last year. Heart attack. Quick and painless, his wife said. At his funeral, his wife gave me that photo of Michael, said Russell wanted me to have it. On the back he'd written, "For the dad who understood. Keep breathing. They're watching." I keep it in my wallet now, right next to Emily's school photo. 2 kids who left too soon. 2 dads who figured out how to survive it. And whenever life gets dark, I think about that night in the garage. How Russell didn't try to fix anything or say the right words. He just showed up. And sometimes that's all someone needs. Someone who understands. Someone who'll just sit with you in the dark until you're ready to face the light again.